Hey everyone, Orange here. Welcome back to my August 2016 TOA Hard series. Today we're on floor 95. This is the Baretta Verad stage that a lot of people struggle with. So I'm just going to give you guys my general tips and stuff like that. I'm using my standard TOA Hard team. This team clears the majority of floors in TOA Hard for me. I would recommend anyone to build this. It's pretty much smooth sailing from here on out with this team. As long as you keep farming runes and, upgrading some runes on these monsters, you should be good. I really like this team. It works really well. That's been proven. I've used this team on the majority of floors 4 months in a row to clear TOA Hard 4 months in a row consecutively. So my first two tips are to check Reddit. Use the search bar on Reddit if you guys are still struggling with finding a team or something or other, because this floor is like a little bit different than the others. Well, different in the manner that different strategies would work. So immunity would work really well on this floor. Immunity probably wouldn't work that well on other floors, but we have Berettas and we have Verad going on, so immunity would work well against that. So search Reddit. People might come up with things that you have that might work for you, but I just use my standard team that stuns everything and wins that way. So another popular team that's similar to this is the Gildong Spectra combo, or like Wound Hack Spectra or whatever. So I'd recommend that one too, and then I'm going to link you guys a special link down below. It's a Reddit link of a big thread that lists a bunch of teams that people used for this floor, so you guys can kind of pick up on what they're dropping and maybe be like, hey, I see some patterns here. People used immunity. That worked well. Well, maybe because there's Berettas and Verads, and then you may have an immunity that you want to use too, and it might work. So I just stuck with my standard stuff because it works very well for TOA Hard. It does require some decent RNG. I don't know if I said this, but for these floors in the 90s, I had to do each one. I passed, but it took me like 2 to 7-ish tries. It depended on the floor. Can't remember how many times it took me to pass this one. Maybe like 2 on the second one I passed. You just have to get good RNG. You need to make sure you have all your skills up going into the second wave and everything, so just basic attack moving on to the second wave. I kind of forgot to say what I did for the first wave, but for the first wave, I went for the succubuses first because they have, like, more stuff. They have their AoE thing with, like, unrecoverable bullshit like that, so I think they're more dangerous than the Undines, so I just went for the succubuses first. And then for this second wave, I kind of just went for everything and CC'd everything, because I don't feel like any of these monsters are more threatening than the next, so I don't know. If you guys are finding that one does more damage than the other, you have to kind of get in here and experience it for yourself, but I didn't have problems, so if I ever do have problems, I usually tell you guys about them, and I tell you, like, definitely go for this one because he's way more threatening, he has more stuff that can, CC you or whatever, or do more damage, but I don't know, these two are kinda whatever. I guess maybe go for the Phantom Thieves, because I got stunned, and they did a lot of damage, so I don't know, it doesn't really matter though, I just kinda went for everything. Eventually when your rune quality each month you should be improving it, and then it should be easier, so yeah. So that's pretty much this wave. I'm just, throwing out despair stuns. I don't think any of them do anything too fancy. We might see a failure in here or a wipe, because the video is quite long. Okay, so once again, have all your skills ready for the next wave, because it's important to have a good opening, which I didn't, so shame on me. Shame. 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 Okay, whatever. I don't think we'll have a reset, it's just going to take me a while to pass this floor. So with the Berettas and Verads, you pretty much need to CC everything, but if you had a choice between CCing a Verad or a Baretta, CC the Verad, because he has an AoE freeze. He has like 2 AoE freezes or something like that. I should really familiarize myself with these monsters. So that is way more bad than just having 2 stacks of dots on you. I would totally take 2 stacks of dots on my team, which I can just heal off easily. I would take that over them denying me a turn. That'd be worse. So let's check out Verad. A random ice bolt. It just does damage. So his second skill has a freeze. and then another freeze, and he resets your attack bar to 0. So he has 2 freezes, pretty much whatever. The attack bar thing is bad, but it's, yeah. Okay, so like I was saying, CC the Verad if possible over the Baretta. And then I'm going to be focusing a Verad down here, but I can just never land my dots. I'm getting such bad RNG. With my Vero, that's what Vero's designation is for. Well, not his designation, but he's really good at focusing water monsters down because Baretta cannot reliably land his dots on water monsters. So it helps if you focus things down. It's just easier to eliminate one thing out of the picture, then you have less to deal with. So yeah, that's what I did, because then you have like better odds of landing your stuff. I don't know. Not really. You guys get what I'm saying. Fewer monsters, easier. So I'll just focus one Verad down. Somewhere in here, one of them gets a move, but the most important thing is your first turn. If you get a good first turn, you're pretty much, you know, set up to have good turns after that, because the enemies will have slow on them. Soon you'll have your Wings of Wind on you, and then you'll have a speed buff, and you'll have more chances to land your debuffs on them when you have speed and they're slowed, so it's important to have that good first turn. And then here, some of them are moving, but it ends up being okay because they're still slowed and all that stuff. It's not really that difficult to recover. So I end up like recovering here, and it's kind of whatever. You saw it wasn't that scary. Like, they did their stuff, but it was kind of whatever, guys. Cool story. But I mean, if they did that first turn, then yeah, it'd be worse. It'd be harder to recover because the Barettas would still be alive and all that stuff. But yeah, here, not that bad. So soon we will finish off these Verads, and then that will be it. Once again, check Reddit if you guys are still struggling with teams. There are other strategies that will work. Immunity would probably be amazing on this floor. Dots are important to kill everything because they help you kill stuff, but you don't have to use them if you don't want to. But they're helpful. Other monsters like Thrain or Hemos might be useful here. They will be useful if you want to use one of those instead of Baretta, because they don't have, or they don't do damage when they apply their dot, so they won't have elemental disadvantage, like skills that don't do damage won't glance. Like Mav's Taunt lands the same on a water monster as it does a fire monster because it doesn't do damage, so consider those 2 monsters, and I would just say go to Reddit if you guys are still struggling with stuff, but this is just how I pass it. It's the easiest thing, and this team works, and like I said, it's not that difficult to get decent RNG. So that's it for this floor. We're just going to finish these up. I'm going to sign off now because this is boring. There's nothing else to really see here, so that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you guys later.